Pharmacists warning over common flu mistake that's a waste of money. Chemist Click superintendent pharmacist Abbas Kanani shares the biggest medicine mistakes people make. As cold and flu season begins once again, one pharmacist has offered some expert advice to help you treat the unpleasant symptoms. Abbas Kanani, the superintendent pharmacist at Chemist Click, has shared which ingredients in cold and flu products will actually help treat your symptoms, and the biggest mistake people make when they have a cold or the flu. He explained that the most important thing to do before buying any cold and flu medicine is to really take stock of your symptoms. There are 3 types of ingredients that can make a real difference depending on how you're feeling. The first is a decongestant, also known as a vasodilator, for if you have a blocked nose. The second is a cough expectorant for mucus coughs, and the third is a cough suppressant for dry, tickly coughs. Abbas said, Lemsip Max capsules for example have paracetamol, which will help bring down your temperature if you have a fever. It's also got phenylephrine hydrochloride, which is a vasoconstrictor that helps to reduce the swelling of blood vessels in your nose and relieve nasal congestion, and it's got guaifenesin, which is what's known as an expectorant, and it helps cough out phlegm from the airways. So when you have cold and flu, you need to know what kind of cough you have. If you have a dry cough and you've got nasal congestion and you took Lemsip Max, it wouldn't help because it would be encouraging you to cough, and if you have a dry cough there's nothing for you to clear. What you'd need is another ingredient for your dry, tickly cough, which is a cough suppressant like dextromethorphan, and this works in the opposite way to guaifenesin. It helps to suppress the cough reflex. So by the same token, if you have a chesty cough and you take medicine for a dry cough, essentially you're not helping get rid of what's on your chest, and this can increase your chances of having an infection. Abbas went on to say that there is one other crucial cold and flu ingredient to keep an eye out for, as not everyone will be able to take the ones mentioned above. If you're pregnant, you can take paracetamol, but you can't take phenylephrine because that increases your blood pressure, and you also can't use it at all if you have high blood pressure, so make sure to look at the product to see if it's suitable for you. If you can't use phenylephrine but are suffering with bad nasal congestion, the expert instead recommends using steam inhalation and vapor rubs, which can help to ease breathing. If you have been told that you cannot use a nasal decongestant, this is likely to rule out all nasal decongestants such as oxymetazoline, as they act in a similar way. I actually find these things more effective than tablets, Abbas added. That's because they're local as opposed to systemic, so they're a lot more potent and have a direct action and work quite quickly. If you're bunged up and you use one before bedtime, it will clear your nasal passage. However, there is a warning to note here with decongestant products. You cannot use this for longer than 7 days, as it can cause something known as rebound congestion, which ultimately means that when your cold infection causing your symptoms has gone, your nasal symptoms will still persist. You can be fine and the rest will have gone, but you will still have a stuffy nose, so that's something to bear in mind.